Alright, I've been having some difficulty with this, so hopefully we have the problem solved here. Let me get a pen, and we'll see. Okay. Alright, so number 7 for finals review number 3. It says, what volume of carbon dioxide? So right away we know we are looking for volume, which is liters. Produced when 15 liters of methane, which is CH4, reacts with. So as soon as I see reacts with, I'm going to start to write a reaction. So CH4 reacts with oxygen, and it's a combustion reaction. So if you remember, the two products of a combustion reaction are carbon dioxide and H2O. So I'm going to balance this one by putting a 2 there and a 2 there. And I am looking for liters of carbon dioxide, so I'm looking for that. And I'm starting with 15 liters of the CH4. So what I'm going to do here is start with 15 liters of CH4, and I'm going to do the 22.4 thing, but you're going to see in a minute why you don't really need to. So I'm going to put liters of CH4 in the denominator, and you go from liters to moles. If you remember, it's 22.4 liters per mole. And then I'm going to go 1 mole CH4 for every 1 mole carbon dioxide. So we're doing the mole ratio from here to here. So it's 1 to 1. So I have my numbers 1 and 1. And then I'm going to go 1 mole carbon dioxide, and I want liters, so 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide. So what you'll see is the 22.4s are going to cancel. So if you do the math here, you're going to end up with 15 liters of carbon dioxide. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Let me see if I can make this pen a little thicker. There we go. Alright, so now what we want to do is predict the products of these reactions. So here we have a double replacement reaction. Positive, negative, and negative. So if you remember, the positive from one side will react with the negative of the other, and that positive will react, with that negative. So anyway, we're going to take calcium and chloride and make a formula. So look on your periodic table. Calcium is 2 plus, chloride is 1 minus, so we'll have CaCl2 after we crisscross. And then our other product, sodium is 1 plus, hydroxide is 1 minus, so we have NaOH. And then what we'll want to do is balance those. So we need 2 chlorides, and then 2 sodiums, and then we should be good. Alright, I'm going to write this one down here just so we have some more room. Silver and magnesium bromide. So here we have a single replacement. We have a single element and a compound. So remember, the rule is metals are going to replace metals. So silver is going to knock magnesium out of the way and form a compound with bromine. Silver is always 1 plus, bromine is always 1 minus, so when we crisscross it's a 1-to-1 ratio, and then magnesium is on its own. We want to balance the bromines by putting a 2 there, and then we want to balance the silvers also. Alright, let's take this one. So calcium oxide with an arrow, the only thing this thing can do is decompose into its parts. So we have calcium and oxygen. And remember, oxygen is by itself. It's one of those diatomics. So we're going to put a 2 there. So to balance it, we need to have 2 oxygens there. And now that we have 2 calciums, we'll put a 2 there. And then the last one, lithium plus chlorine. There's no compounds here, so the only thing we can do is join those 2 things. Lithium is 1 plus, and so is, chlorine's 1 minus, so when you crisscross it's 1-to-1. So to balance it, we'll put a 2 there to balance the chlorines, and then we're going to put a 2 there. Alright, so the next vodcast we will move on and do the 4th review sheet.